Hey there, YouTube. Well-rounded prepper here. Long time no see. Took a little social media hiatus. I hope that you guys do social media fast from time to time. I strongly recommend it. Didn't take a technology break, but I will probably be doing one of those in the near future too. So it's always good to kind of take a step back, stop staring at the screen for a little while. So my video today, I just want to encourage you to take advantage of the time that you have. There's a lot of chatter on, alt news sites, of course, because the mainstream quote unquote news, you can't really trust for good information. So the alt news sites, if you pay any attention to those, maybe you have heard about concerns over the next few months. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that most alternative news sites can be kind of alarmist, and they tend to always say the next few months, the next few months, the next 6 months, the next year, blah, blah, blah. Well, thing is that these days, with all the things going on, we actually do have threats kind of all the time to our way of life. So, and there are some very, very credible and very real potential threats that we're facing over the next month or 2 or 3. So, if you pay any attention to that, then actually, first I'm going to talk about the railway strike, because that's on mainstream media. I support everybody's right to strike, especially when they are in really bad working conditions. And everybody is struggling these days. Everybody is overworked, understaffed, underappreciated, undercompensated. I totally get it. Our country, generally speaking, has really tanked in the way that they treat their employees. Employees are just numbers for a lot of places. I've been a number before, and it sucks. So I totally get that. So I'm not at all saying anything against any of the railway strike workers, but they're talking about striking next week, which at any point in our current state, a railway strike is going to further cripple our already really overtaxed product system. So, like, getting product to the American people has been a challenge for the last couple of years. And it's going to continue being a challenge because we don't have enough workers. We don't have enough people at the manufacturing plants. We don't have enough people to ship. We don't have enough people to stock. We don't have enough people anywhere in the line. But to remove a primary means of transporting goods across the states, especially when it's not like truckers can pick up the slack. There are not enough truckers. Diesel fuel is ridiculously high, just like everything else. There's not enough people, there's not enough money to move this stuff. So if the railway strike goes through, that's going to put us further behind, and especially, going into a time where everybody is always, at the store buying food and buying, Christmas presents and stuff. It's gonna get, it could really be bad. So that's something to take in mind. They're talking about doing that next week. And then if you pay attention to alt news at all, you've probably heard chatter about beef shortages after the first of the year. Well, I kind of got the insider track on that. So I got to go spend some time with family over Thanksgiving. And I have a family member that actually used to work at Tyson, which incidentally put them in touch with a lot of beef farmers. I have no idea. It just, incidentally, that just is kind of what happened. Um, and uh, the beef farmers kind of tipped my family member off to these beef shortages. They said, yes, after the first of the year is when this is really going to become a problem. And here's why. Because during COVID, a lot of farmers across the nation had to cull their herds. And I'm just going to segue this by saying I suspect this is probably also going to prove to be true for pork, but we didn't talk about pork. And then with bird flu, we're going to see poultry shortages. But anyway, so they had to cull a lot of their herds because there weren't enough people to butcher, to process. So they ended up just flat out killing a lot of their herd because they had to. That means 2 years later, there are no young beef cows, or there's hardly any young beef cows. So there's strong reason to support after the first of the year there being some major beef shortages. I would encourage you to take advantage of this time that we have. I know that we're going into Christmas, and look, folks, everybody kind of has to come to their own conclusion about Christmas. My husband and I have not been gift giving for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And when I say we're not gift giving, I mean we're not buying 4 or 5 things or 6 things for each other. We're not stacking up the presents under the tree at family gatherings. We're just not doing that. What we've kind of settled on is we either get each other or we make each other something special, something that we know that the other person wants. It's something, you don't go to Walmart and buy something made in China that everybody else is getting. It's something that the person really, really wants and is something unique, or something that you can make them that you know that they would appreciate. It just means more than, the Hamilton Beach thing from Walmart that everybody else is getting, or that's a really hot seller this season, or whatever. And as far as toys go for kids, honestly, if you haven't noticed, particularly younger ones, they usually like to play with the box more than they do the toy. So, just saying, save yourself some stress. Consider making it more about, of course, the Lord. I know that, Jesus wasn't actually born in December, but if you're going to take this time to celebrate his birth, and take the focus off of gifting and more on just family time. Play games together, watch some movies, just enjoy some good food, assuming you can get it. And just really drink in this time with your family, meaning take advantage of the rest of this month, this upcoming month. I don't know, I do shy away from when people are like, oh, after, next month it's going to be bad, and after, this date and stuff. So, like, when the farmers are saying after the first of the year, and again, that doesn't mean after January 1st, like on January 2nd, there's going to be a beef shortage, but take advantage of the time we have this next month in December, January, February. If you can get some extra, get some extra. If you can not spend $400 or $500 on presents, maybe knock it down to like $100 or $150, and then use the rest of that money to get some groceries. I'm telling you, folks, these prices are not going down. That's not going to help anything. They're not going down. They are continually going up. It is going to continue that way. As long as our nation continues printing off money and not addressing our debt, it's going to continue. And there's, of course, talk about this digital dollar thing, which, there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories about that as well. Just because it's a conspiracy doesn't mean it's not true. But I get my truth from the Bible, and God's word does talk about a one world currency. And I believe that we are getting to that point in history. Will it happen in our lifetime? I don't know. But the best way to make a switch and make a case for making a switch to another currency is to completely ruin the one that you have. So just keep that in mind. Don't know where that's going or how that's going to play out. But that's why I think we just need to really take advantage. Digital currency is going to make it even harder to buy things privately. So, yeah. Anyway, there's some holiday cheer for you folks. I hope that you are praying and relying on the Lord and trusting God. I don't mean to be alarmist. I don't mean to be a downer. I just want you to be informed, and I want you to take advantage of whatever time we have to take care of yourself and your family and prepare as much as you can. So, anyway, God bless all of you. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And well-rounded prepper out.